welcome to the first ever installment of Fine, I'll Talk About It, where I'll finally talk about the things we just don't want to talk about. First on our agenda, religion. What a great way to start, am I right? I think the reason why religion is so hard for people to talk about, especially with people my age, is because it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. If you say you're religious and you're out and proud about it, people will think you're boring or that you have some superiority complex because you found God. Meanwhile, people who aren't religious at all, people immediately assume that they're like some lost cause or have no direction in life. Those are the two extreme assumptions people immediately put on people when the topic of religion is brought up. A binary where we're supposed to fit into one or the other, which can make people feel really lost. It makes it seem like being somewhere in the middle means you're doing something wrong or that you're alone with that, when it's really the opposite. I think it's why there's barely any open discussion about my generation's complex relationship with religion and spirituality, which is really frustrating. So I just thought that sharing my experience regarding my relationship with religion would maybe start a conversation. How me, a 20-year-old Gen Z who grew up on the internet, navigated her relationship with God and live a holy life. Maybe my experience will make people more comfortable talking about their own experiences and maybe even take inspiration from mine. I grew up in a moderately religious family and went to Catholic schools my entire life. This means that I was exposed to people who would help me make that connection with God and live a holy life. So I guess you could say that I got a head start because these habits were instilled in me at a very young age, which just make them easier to do. But we all know that living the life of faith isn't just attending Easter Sunday Mass or doing the sign of the cross before something important happens. You need to have a deep understanding of the church's beliefs, a passion, a devotion for the things that they preach about. But it's hard for my generation to connect with our faith because at a surface level, the church simply looks outdated. We assume that they're stuck in some prehistoric conservative time and that all the old people in the church look down on the youth because they believe that we cause nothing but harm, which can really demotivate someone from ever digging deeper and joining a community. And yes, there is some truth in those statements, but if we read recently published documents by the Vatican and other religious figures, we can actually see that they're preaching the opposite. I think a good way to start that journey towards living a holy life can be looking into what the church says regarding recent events. What is their stance on the things that you're passionate about? Relating our own interests to new ideas and environments can take away that sense of unfamiliarity and bring a sense of comfort in spaces that we've never been in before. To give you an example, I personally really connect with the message of Laudato Si written by Pope Francis. It talks about how we are called by God to protect the earth. Climate change is a really important topic that people my age are really passionate and vocal about, myself included. It talks about the class divide, the ongoing climate crisis, the problems in modern consumerism. It even talks about how people in power have manipulated social media so that we stay dumb and therefore easy to manipulate. Like, doesn't that sound like a tweet you've seen on your dashboard before? To blame population growth instead of extreme and selective consumerism on the part of some is one way of refusing to face the issues. Hello? Did someone tweet this like yesterday? Another book to get you interested in living a holy life is Christus Vivit. It's another book written by Pope Francis directed towards the youth. It talks about how people should be investing in us because we are the future. The glory of the youth is in the heart because true youth means capable of loving anything that separates us from others. Not doing so makes us old. It also calls us to use our youth for the better, not just in terms of spreading the word of God, but just making the world a better place. We are called to live life as kind, empathetic, bright people. Use our talents and skills in a way that benefits the people around us. Share our youth in our own little ways. What these books preach about isn't far from what we hear being preached everywhere nowadays. They shine a light on topics that people my age know very well, while also appreciating us for who we are right now and what we can currently offer. It explains that we don't even have to try that hard to live a holy life, and that most of us have already made that first step without even knowing. It makes it seem like continuing down that road towards living a holy life isn't as daunting as people can make it out to be. So, that's my story, and that's me talking about it. I hope you were able to learn something from my personal perspective and experiences. Maybe even look into the books that I just talked about, or even go looking for books of your own. That's for you to decide. Alright, I'm out of coffee and I need to get a refill. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!